The evening sky glows orange as the sun dips below the horizon. The streets are alive with the scent of fresh bread and spices as families hurry home to break their fast. In the middle of it all, a lone figure moves quietly through the crowd. His hood is up, his face mostly hidden. He isn't here for attention. He moves with purpose, drawn to something unseen. As he steps toward a small mosque tucked between two busy streets, the soft glow of lanterns flickers against his silhouette. Who is he? Why is he here? Before we continue, let us know where you're watching from. The sky fades from gold to deep blue as the first stars appear. The mosque's lanterns cast a warm glow, flickering softly in the evening breeze. Outside, an elderly man sits alone on the steps, his shoulders slightly hunched. In his hands, a small piece of stale bread, the only thing he has to break his fast. Keanu watches for a moment, then quietly takes a seat beside him. No words, no grand gestures. He reaches into his bag and hands the man a small container of fresh dates and a bottle of water. The man hesitates, his eyes filled with surprise. "For me?" he asks, voice unsteady. Keanu nods. As they sit together, the man, Youssef, begins to speak. He once had a family, a home, a purpose. But life had been unkind, leaving him with nothing. Keanu listens, his eyes steady and full of understanding. When Youssef finishes, Keanu places a gentle hand on his shoulder and says, "You're not alone anymore." As the days pass, Keanu spends more time with Youssef and learns about his past. He wasn't always struggling. He was once a respected tailor, known for his craftsmanship. But after losing his shop and his family moving away, he was left with nothing. Keanu sees the spark in Youssef's eyes when he talks about tailoring, and that's enough to make him act. He reaches out to a local charity that helps small businesses get back on their feet. They agree to give Youssef a workspace, some tools, and a fresh start. Meanwhile, Aisha hasn't forgotten what happened that night. Inspired by Keanu standing up for her, she starts an anti-bullying campaign at her university. Word spreads quickly, and soon, students who once stayed silent begin speaking up. At the same time, whispers about the mysterious man helping people start to spread across the city. Social media posts, grainy videos, and stories of kindness make people wonder, who is he? But Keanu doesn't look for attention. As always, he stays in the background, quietly watching as the people he helped begin to change their own lives. As Youssef organizes a small shop, carefully folding fabric and adjusting the sewing machine, Keanu notices an old, faded photograph resting on a shelf. It shows a young boy standing beside a man in a military uniform. "Who is this?" Keanu asks. Youssef picks up the photo, his fingers tracing its edges. "My father," he says softly. "He went to war and never came back." Keanu studies the uniform. He's seen it before, during research for a past film. There were rumors that some soldiers from that unit had survived but never returned home. He doesn't say much, but in his mind a decision is made. He will find out the truth. Keanu follows every lead, searching for anyone who might know the truth about Youssef's father. After days of digging, he finds an elderly ex-soldier who recognizes the man in the photo. He survived, the man says, but he never came home. With that, Keanu sets off on a difficult journey, eventually arriving in a small, quiet village far from the city. Inside a modest house, an old man sits alone. When Keanu brings him to Youssef's shop, the moment is frozen in time. "Baba." Youssef's voice trembles. His father's eyes fill with tears. "Youssef, my son, I'm so sorry." Meanwhile, Aisha's movement is growing. The same students who once bullied her now stand beside her, proving that change is possible. Youssef's shop is no longer empty. Customers come in every day, not just for his skill but for the story behind it. Aisha's movement grows beyond the university, inspiring real change. The city feels different, warmer, kinder. From a quiet corner, Keanu watches, his job complete. Without a word, he pulls up his hoodie and walks away, disappearing into the night. Sometimes, the smallest acts of kindness create the biggest waves. If you believe kindness can change the world, hit that subscribe button.